Alright guys, totally enjoyed the show guys. Thank you very much. Now guys, with Dylan Mulvaney and people like her, I don't even know what the controversy really is about. I mean, Dylan Mulvaney looks like a really pretty woman. I mean, she has, so she is very much centered on her looks, and she really feels being beautiful is important, and she really feels beauty is a grand thing and all that. And why not, right? What's the big deal, right? I think in general, if you're a real woman, why would you not want to make sure you look good for whoever you're dating, whether it's a man, woman, or whatever? Why would you not want to look good for who you're dating? And not everyone wants to look dressed the part of a model, and not everyone has model features, but in general, we are beautiful, and what attracts us to our partner or whatever is their appeal to us, whatever that appeal comes from, whether it's intelligence or beauty or inner beauty or kindness or even just something that happened with you guys, or the chemistry, whatever. Not everyone's going to want someone really beautiful, but whatever the reason why you chose to date them is why you date them. So, with Dylan Mulvaney, I just feel like it's overblown. I don't know why it's so controversial. I mean, I just think, he's just like a really pretty woman that was once a guy, right? Like, he's gorgeous. Or she, I should say she, because some people get really offended. I know she's she because she identifies with that. So she's really popular, and she really feels that she deserves it. She earned it. Now the thing is, I think with Hollywood celebrity types and people that are in the spotlight, that are famous or whatever, I think a lot of people really have a hard time with them if they're just in the general public and they can't relate and they don't know what it's like. So they just get really upset. And it's understandable. I mean, if you don't know what someone's life is like and you just think they're rich and live on a cloud all day, then you might be upset. But I think in general, we really don't know how they live, and not everyone's as happy as they might seem or whatever, right? So I mean, I really don't get the controversy. I know he's like a woman. I know he's like a woman, or she's a woman now, and she's happy like that, and she's really looks good, and I really, for me, I even get this sometimes. People will be like, why are you overly actualized, right? I mean, I just like beauty, and I like gorgeousness. And for me, that's just what I like, right? I've always liked being the most best looking person in the room, or the best looking person ever. So for me, it's something I've always been fascinated by and loved. It's more of a personality trait rather than a looks thing, It's more like my personality, because I've always been very focused on how gorgeous I was and how I looked, right? And even as Melina, I just really, and the thing is, I really don't understand the whole actualized drag queen or actualized whatever. I think if someone looks good and they're a drag queen, or they're really thin and beautiful and they like to dance or do whatever or perform, what's wrong with that? I think I just don't like. Why is it that a woman that is a real woman and a woman that's a trans woman, and the trans woman is very, dressed perfectly and looks really good, and the woman might be plain or whatever, the real woman. So it's like, I mean, for me, I think, and I don't think everyone's going to dress like I do or look like I do. So I understand there's variation, but I'm understanding of that, right? I just don't understand the whole idea that you can't be overly actualized and all that. And what's wrong with X anyway, right? I really think that's something that we should celebrate, right? But I just feel like it's very, over the top. People are like, well, like why do you have to be wearing makeup that's not natural, whatever, right? I really don't see that as being a problem. But the thing the thing is, people that I know and people that I like would always see they like me, so they're gonna like what I do, so they like trans or people that dress up in drag, whatever you want to call it. For me, I don't identify as either of those things, but they like me, so they really like that. I think, and I don't think this is, a general consensus or this has to be the way it is. But I think people that are more fun and outgoing, like drag queens and LGBTQ people. I really think that if you're somebody that likes to relax at home and not do anything, and this isn't always true. I don't think this is always true. But I think like LGBTQ plus people like me, I'm bi as a guy, like me are very much into fun and enjoying life, right? So if you're not into that, then you probably won't like me, right? Not to say that you would necessarily like, you know, people that are boring, you know what I mean? But I really feel like, you know, people that I know seem to be way more fun, right? So I don't think it's, you know, something that you can really, and you can't pinpoint that for sure. But I mean, and I mean, maybe people might be like, that's insulting, but I'm not trying to insult people. I'm just trying to say, like, you know, who wouldn't want to be friends with someone that's dressed as a gorgeous glam doll, right? Who wouldn't want to be friends with that? Or somebody that looks as good as I do as a guy, right? Obviously, it's someone that may not be able to handle it or has a hard time with it, right? And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It's just reality, right? But, and I don't think, you know, people that can't handle it will never be able to handle it. Some people might change or whatever. But I think if you're someone that is stuck in a certain mindset where you don't feel like beauty should be celebrated, which is totally fine, not everyone's going to feel that way, that it should be. But if you don't feel beauty should be celebrated, then you might have that mentality, right? But anyway, I digress. I might have...